College football has officially started. MLB postseason starts in a month, and NFL starts in a week. Join us on episode 33, The Final Seconds.
T-time. T-time, T-time, T-time. T-time like I got a cup of it. T-time like golf at 5:45.
Welcome back to episode 33 of the Final Seconds podcast. Thank you for joining us. This week we'll be talking about college football. It's back. Started last week. Some MLB action, some NFL action. Yeah. Aiden, how was school this week?
Good. We had a special guest today. The first lady was at our school for a mental health awareness thing. So our school was locked up with like bomb squads and SWAT cars, secret agents. It was crazy. It's like the most
insane.
Yeah, made like the headlines all over the news for some reason.
Lady to come to my school. Holy.
Yeah, she was there for 7 hours too. So I don't know. From 1 to 8 p.m. She was
a lot
there.
Of mental health. She's talking about mental health. She was she was going.
Yeah. So Eli is officially
fun.
15. So congrats to Eli.
Yeah, I'm
making another year.
I'm the youngest person on my football team. Everybody's driving. I'll be driving a couple days before my junior year. So
yeah.
Turn 15 a week before my sophomore year. Yeah, like one of the youngest in the school. It's pretty hype, but no, it's fun. I had a good day. It was fun.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, let's hop right into college football then. This past week was, as we've said a bunch, the official start of college football. There were a couple big games, as in number 6 USC and number 10 Notre Dame. They didn't play each other, but they both had games. This week is the week where all the college football teams play. So technically, it's not the first week back, but it's the first week of actual games. Everybody plays this week. So this Saturday is really exciting. Gonna have not a ton of good games, but you'll see some of the best teams. Ohio State. Go. I'm not pointing to it. There we go. Go Bucks. Georgia, Alabama. All those teams play this week. But let's talk about the games that happened last week first. USC defeats San Jose State 56-28. Was that expected? Was that?
Yeah, I think it was expected, but I think it was expected, but USC started out very flat.
I was just about to say that.
It was 7-7 after the first quarter. So they did not play
7-point game going into halftime.
No, they scored with 10 minutes left in the second quarter. They went down and scored 14-7, and then they got the ball back immediately and went up 21-7. I'm pretty sure.
Did they?
Because I remember they started scoring back-to-back touchdowns, and Caleb Williams. And maybe it was just like the first quarter was just kind of getting the jitters out of the season starting, whatever.
Yeah.
Are you looking at the box score?
It was 21-14
at halftime.
At halftime, yeah.
Yeah.
It was 7-7 with 7 minutes left in the second quarter.
Yeah.
And then punt touchdown for SGSU, which is San Jose State.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then USC scored a touchdown. So San Jose State had a lead in the second quarter, and just after halftime, kind of got blown out.
I will say, USC, their defense did not play well. 28 points against San Jose State. Now, San Jose State isn't the worst team in the world. They're also not the best team in the world.
Yeah.
But putting up 28 points on your defense is a little concerning. And you have a very flat start to start the game.
Which might be a problem and a good indicator that USC might have Obviously, they're going to have a good offense, the former Heisman
Yeah.
Trophy winner and everything, but it might be a big red flag in terms of the number 6 team in the nation.
Yeah, I mean, it's still early, and they're in the Pac-12,
Yeah.
and I feel like they're going to own the Pac-12 this year, so
I don't know about that. I
I'm
was
not too
watching
concerned.
College Game Day, and none of them picked USC to win the Pac-12, so
Oh, okay. Going with
the
Kirk
pros,
Herbstreit's and Desmond Howard's pick.
yeah. They know what they're talking about. But then we also had the other big game. 13 Notre Dame defeated Navy 42-3 in Dublin. That was the official kickoff of college football. Really boring game.
Yeah,
Terribly boring. No, Navy didn't score until I think the fourth quarter. Is
yeah,
that correct?
yeah. I think
Yeah.
so.
I don't even get that far though. I watched the first half and I was out. I was like,
Yeah.
this is terrible. It was terribly boring. Navy didn't kick a field goal until 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Notre Dame looks really good though. Sam Hartman, he was in Wake
yeah,
Forest last year. I actually completely forgot that he transferred to Notre Dame.
I didn't even know
Um,
until I turned it on. I was like,
and
oh wow.
he's like a Stetson Bennett. He's like 24 years old. He's a lot
Yeah,
older,
it's
but
just like his seventh year of college football or
he
something crazy.
he fits with Notre Dame pretty well, and they played really good. So
They
week
did. Well,
week
they're also
week
again they're
4,
playing Navy, so it's hard to really tell how good they are, but
I know, but they put up 42 points and they only let up 3. That's really good. I mean, that's pretty good. I know Navy's not great, but I mean,
yeah.
the Sam Hartman played really good. Like his stats are
Yep.
really good. But
They're gonna be a team to watch these next couple weeks. We play them week 4. Ohio State. I refer to we as Ohio State. But so they're gonna be a team to watch out for.
yep.
Games of the week. Colorado Prime's team versus Coach Prime, that is, not their sports hydration drink, versus number 17 TCU. Does Prime get his first big win in Colorado? I think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think TCU's good. I know I was talking about them earlier, how they were ranked 17th. They shouldn't, but that's not because they're good. That's just because they made it to the national championship last year. I don't think they're going to be good at all. I think they're going to be terrible. I think Coach Prime has a good team full of a lot of recruits, and I think they get their first big win.
Okay. Yeah, I completely disagree. TCU, they're at home. They are gonna have a chip on their shoulder because Coach Prime's coming into town. I think a bunch of people are favoring Colorado, so everyone on TCU's got a chip on their shoulder, and they were in the national championship last year, so they want to prove that they're better than Colorado. They're a team that's worth being in like the top 4 to make it back to the playoffs. They're one of the best teams in the Big 12. They have a lot to prove still, and I think they're gonna come out swinging.
If I am not mistaken, they lost their quarterback. Is that correct?
Yeah, Sam Duggan. Yeah.
So yeah, no, definitely Colorado W. Woo, Coach Prime.
Do you even know who Colorado's quarterback is?
Nope. Oh yes, I do.
Who
He
is
is
it?
Coach Prime's son.
Oh, yeah, I don't.
Um, it is Coach Prime's son. It's like J- Jaturi Prime or something like that. I couldn't tell
Jaturi.
you.
Um, yeah, I don't. I'm gonna go. I think TCU. I think it'll be close though, for sure.
Shadir Sanders. Yes, he's Coach Prime's son. He played at Jackson State with him and has since transferred to Colorado with his dad. So they get the W. That's set in stone.
Oh, yeah,
No, I'm
I guess
joking.
we'll
It'll
see.
be a really fun game to watch to see if
Yeah,
TCU is going to be a good team again this year, or if Colorado is going to be a
yeah,
good team with all that Coach Prime's done to the program.
yeah.
So that's probably the game of the week. Or yeah. Now we have another banger coming up. Never mind. The second best game of the week. Second best.
Yeah.
Second best. Second best. Number 21 North Carolina versus unranked South Carolina. Does Drake May or Spencer Rattler play better? Drake May's terrible. Just gonna come out and say it. No. Drake May's stats are incredible. I don't like him as a quarterback that much.
Oh my gosh.
He's you lose 3 games, you lose 4 games, whatever it was last season. That doesn't matter your stats. You're still bad. Like I think they get the W, but I think it's a really close game. No, I take that back. I think South Carolina gets the W. Spencer Rattler is gonna go 4 touchdown passes, 400 passing yards, and they're gonna score 45 points.
Okay.
Now you can
I think
talk.
North Carolina's gonna win. It's gonna be a close game because it's a rivalry. And South Carolina was pretty good last year. They weren't terrible. Spencer Rattler was pretty good last year. But North Carolina wins by 10 to 14 points, something like that. So close, but not like a nail biter.
Okay, well, we'll see you next week.
But
With the winning team.
I like
If
I think North Carolina, I mean, I think they have a shot to win the ACC. Like a pretty good shot. Like Florida State is the only really big team I see standing in their way. Clemson, I feel like they still have a little bit to prove.
Okie dokie. If South Carolina wins and Ohio State win, I'll be coming on with a sneak peek for you. One sec, I gotta get the other one ready. Hey. Oh, wrong color. I'll be coming out with those red lights when college football starts. So yeah, go South Carolina. What am I saying? North Carolina. Go South Carolina. Beat Drake May. Hopping into the best game of the week, number 5 LSU versus number 8 Florida State. Could LSU win the SEC this year?
Yes. 100%.
Yes. LSU is going to win this game in blowout fashion.
Oh, no.
17-point victory. 17. 1-7, that is.
No. I say 10 at the most.
Okay. I think Florida State scores 20. I think they score 17.
I don't think it's going to be low scoring. I don't. I think it's
to
going to be like
31.
I think it'll be like 35 to like 45 or something like that. I think it'll be high scoring.
17 to 31. 17 to 34 would be 17 points. Okay, I'll boost it up. I'll do my math again.
It's math class for Eli.
24 to 41 is the final score of that game.
Yeah. I think we both agree though LSU's a better team.
LSU's gonna win the SEC and this game.
You think? So you think the
I think
SEC
they beat
championship?
Georgia.
You think they beat Georgia? You think
Georgia won't be in the SEC championship?
You think they beat Alabama?
Not possible.
You think they beat Alabama?
Can
no,
LSU and Alabama play in the SEC championship?
No. It's Georgia and LSU are on separate sides of the conference. So Alabama and LSU play every year. I don't know if Georgia and LSU play this year though.
I can look that up for you.
So, but it's Georgia will probably be in the SEC championship. I think. Well, I do know Tennessee is on their side of the conference, so it could be either Tennessee or Georgia. But I would probably lean more toward Georgia. But you think in the regular season? Do you think LSU, because they have to go to Tuscaloosa this year because they went to Alabama played at LSU last year and lost. You think LSU goes to Alabama this year and beats them in that big game in probably
I think
couple
LSU
weeks?
does beat Alabama. And Alabama won, or LSU won last year.
I know, but that was at LSU. You think
I think they go down there.
Alabama?
I think they go down there.
Really?
And win. I think they beat Georgia in the SEC championship.
Oh, so you have LSU in the playoffs.
I have LSU in the playoffs. I have the playoffs. Georgia Ohio. I have the playoffs. Georgia, or I'll do it in order. LSU number 1, or no, that's not true. I have Michigan 1, going undefeated. I have LSU 2. I don't like it either, but I'm just trying to be accurate. I have LSU 2 with 1 loss along the way to like a Texas A&M or something like that, like a smaller game. I have 1 loss Georgia in there at 3, and Ohio State 1 loss Ohio State at 4.
Okay, so there's no one from the Big 12 or the ACC making it?
No.
Or the
No,
Pac-12? You don't think USC's going to make it? You don't think
Nope.
Clemson or
Nope.
Florida State's going to make it? And
Nope.
you don't think Texas or
Nope.
maybe TCU runs it back?
Nope.
Yeah, I think you're completely wrong on that.
I think Texas has 2 losses, finishes at like 8.
There's no way they're going to put 2 SEC and 2 Big 10 teams in there.
I think Alabama finishes at 5. I think USC finishes at 7. Florida State with 1 loss, probably at 6. Yeah, I just don't see it.
Hold on. You're saying Florida State's gonna have 1 loss, but they're not gonna be in the playoffs? Why would you put
Yeah, I was
Ohio
just
State and
rethinking. I
Georgia
think they'd
in?
have to have 2 losses. I think
They would
Florida
be in the
State
playoffs.
2 losses.
I
Alabama 2 losses. I think Michigan's the only undefeated team this year.
a big statement.
Yeah,
Coming from a Buckeye fan.
I know. I hate to say it. I just they have a cakewalk until they play Penn State away and Ohio State at home. But those are their 2 hardest games, and I think they win both of them, unfortunately.
Well.
I don't know. I really want Ohio State to win. I just don't have any confidence at this point.
Well,
After what's happened the past couple of years, my confidence has fell off a cliff. So
fan of the year over there.
I'm not. I still want us to win. I just don't think we're gonna win. There's a difference. All right.
Okay.
Let's move on to quick pick. If you're good with that, quick pick. Okay.
Yep.
Quick pick. Florida versus 14 Utah.
Utah.
I agree.
Close game though. Because Utah lost a lot of guys, lost a lot of seniors, but close game. But Utah gets the win at home tomorrow night.
I think it's like a 10-14 point game. I don't think it's super close. Yeah. But Ohio State, number 3, Ohio State versus Indiana. Ohio State wins, blowout fashion. Let's move on.
Yep.
East Carolina versus Michigan, same thing. Michigan wins, blowout fashion.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
Number 12, Tennessee, Virginia. I think this is actually a pretty close game. Probably a 3 to 7 point game. 3 to 10. 3 to 10. I think Tennessee gets the win. I think Virginia puts up a big fight.
No. I think it's going to be like a 24, 30 point game.
Okay.
I think Tennessee beats them pretty badly.
Number 17, TCU versus Colorado. I have Colorado.
I have TCU. We kind of already talked about that.
Yep. Arkansas State versus number 20, Oklahoma. I have Oklahoma winning. But again, I have this being like a 14-point game. And I think it's pretty close most of the game until late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I would say I have Oklahoma
I don't
winning
think
too.
Oklahoma's going to be that good. Sorry.
But I kind of agree. But I think it'll be like a 3 touchdown game, so 21 points.
Okay.
But I agree that it will be close until I think it'll be like really close at halftime, like a 1 or tied game at halftime, and then Oklahoma kind of takes it away.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Utah State versus number 25, Iowa. I'm going to be honest with you here. I think this is a 3-point game. No, I have Iowa winning, but I have this being like, I have Iowa getting an interception late in the game to seal the dub. I think this is going to be a super low scoring, close game the whole way through.
Yeah, I hope Iowa can put up some points, but
I do think Utah State actually comes out with the lead and probably leads going into half.
Yeah. I think Iowa would definitely get turnovers to fuel the offense,
Iowa's
hopefully.
defense has always been really good, but they just don't have any offense. I do think they got a transfer. I do know they got a transfer. They had. It's not J.J. McCarthy. It's Michigan's quarterback before him.
I
He
know who
was
you're
there
talking
for
about.
1 year. He's been there.
McNarma or something. What? It starts with
Yes,
an M.
Cade McNamara.
McNamara, yes.
Cade McNamara transferred there, so he's now
Yeah.
Iowa's quarterback. So I think he'll be able to do something. He ran Michigan's offense for a season, so I know he's got some talent. So I think they're better offensively this year. I just don't think, again, they're not a good offensive team.
Yeah.
Another D3 college, Mercer versus number 22, Ole Miss. That's definitely not a college. Again, this is the second week we've messed up. No, I'm joking, guys. They're D1, but barely. This is the Premier League. They would be demoted.
Ole Miss blowouts.
Absolutely. Portland State, so this is a basketball team, versus number 15, Oregon. This is okay. I think Oregon beats Portland State.
Yeah.
In blowout fashion.
Yeah, I agree.
I have this being a close game. Number 10, Washington versus Boise State.
You think it's close?
I think it's probably a 10-point game at the end, but I think it's a 7-point game most of the time. And yeah, they kick a field goal with a couple minutes left just to kind of seal the deal.
I think Washington kills them. Penix Jr. is gonna just throw dimes all day. I love Penix
Jr.
I don't think
And
Boise.
I love Washington, but I want to pick a couple close games. This could easily be a blowout. I like picking some close games, picking some upsets. Upset alert! Number 11 Texas versus Rice. I have a Rice beat down on this one.
Okay.
You can put this on a T-shirt. Texas doesn't stand a chance against Rice.
Okay,
The grains will come together. All those little grains of rice, all those little people are going to come together and take down this Texas team.
I think Texas. I think Quinn Ewers has a big day. Kills Rice at home. I think Quinn Ewers. I feel like he might run the ball a lot. I feel like he might get some options to get some QB
until
runs,
he gets
maybe roll out.
Up, the fourth week when they play an actual team, and then he's out for the season.
Yeah, well, they're playing Rice, so I think he'll be good this week.
True.
He'll truck everyone.
Yep. Tennessee State versus number 13 Notre Dame. So they have more of an offense, but again, it's still not going to be a close game. Notre Dame beats them pretty heavily. Number 19, Wisconsin versus Buffalo. Wisconsin wins by a lot.
Yeah, I would agree too.
Upset alert again.
Oh, hold on. Back to Wisconsin. I'm excited to see the Luke Fickell there. I'm excited to see what Wisconsin does with Fickell and how they play with him. So,
number 1, Georgia versus UT Martin. I see Martin winning this game. UT coming in clutch. Now Georgia crushes them. Gonna be boring after the first quarter. If Georgia is anything like they are last year, though, this game will be close until after halftime. Georgia was such a second-half team last year.
Yeah,
they had all these games that were 7 points going into halftime, and they'd win by 30. Every game, it was upset alert, and they just crushed them. Even in the Ohio State-Georgia game, they were down at halftime and then came out and won that game.
Yeah, I agree that they're second half team, but not against UT Martin.
I think it'll be.
UT Martin doesn't. They're not gonna know what hit them.
I think UT Martin will only be down 14 going into halftime, and then lose by 40.
Big statement right there.
Number 6 USC versus Nevada. So they're playing the whole state in this one. Actually, anybody who wants to play in the state of Nevada is welcome to. So Nevada's got a pretty big team. They've got about a 30,000 people roster. I got all the options. I got the jokes today, don't I? What can I say?
Yeah. USC kills them.
Yep. So this is a tongue twister. Southeast Missouri State, very specific, versus number 16 Kansas State.
I was trying to throw you off for pronunciation there.
Can't fool this guy. Kansas State wins this one heavily.
Yeah, I don't even. Where would Southeast Missouri State be?
That's a great. The Southeast, probably. I mean, says it in their name.
I can't believe they're D1. So.
I agree with you. Number unranked New Mexico versus number 23 Texas A&M. A&M crushes them. No, I'm joking. I think this is a 17 point.
I would agree about 17, 20 point game. I think it's kind of close.
Yeah. Middle Tennessee. Does it not feel like Alabama always plays Middle Tennessee?
I do. I think they just.
Pretty sure they play them every year on purpose. They must have Nick Saban and that Middle Tennessee coach he must be getting paid. Middle Tennessee is getting a bag playing Bama every year.
Everyone just gets paid $1 million just to go play Alabama.
I mean, this team is. Alabama wins by a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
And this last number 7 Penn State versus West Virginia. I think it's like a 21 point game.
Wins, yeah, something like that. Yeah,
They've
probably a 3 touchdown game. I'd agree.
So they've got a couple freshman quarterback. I don't know which one's starting. It's going to be
the jitters out.
Yep, good experience game for him. But I think he'll have a solid game.
And it's a night game, so I definitely think Penn State might start out slow. But Penn State will get the win.
Just flipping the script here, one sec. It's double-sided this week. Okay. Oh, no, we got a couple more games. Shoot. We have more games on the back, people. Haha. Number 21, North Carolina versus South Carolina. We talked about this. South Carolina's got the dub.
Tar Heels.
Hey! I got these for my birthday. I love them. South Alabama. Well, that's a knockoff. It's like a Walmart brand, like. Versus number 24. What?
Their coach probably dresses up as Nick Saban every day.
Oh, definitely. He's got the sweatshirts that cut off at his shoulders.
Yeah.
Big Bill Belichick look.
Yeah.
They might as well be twins. Nick Saban and Bill Belichick are the same person in different leagues. I mean, I'm not wrong. It is completely true.
They coach together.
Exactly. They might be brothers. They honestly might be brothers. They just are so. They are not as much now with Bill Belichick, but they just were so dominant, and they were like the same person.
Yeah.
So South Alabama versus number 24 Tulane, whooping by Tulane.
Yeah, Tulane. I'm excited. I think I'm gonna switch over to watch a little bit of Tulane just because they're ranked. See what they got.
If you have YouTube TV, you can watch multi-view all 4 games at once.
I know.
You should sign up for YouTube TV, 3-month free trial, and I think it's $40 a month. So better than cable. You get all these awesome games you can record. It's great. I would definitely purchase YouTube TV if you haven't already.
We're not getting paid for this sponsorship.
Not sponsored. Well, I'm getting paid for the sponsor, so Not you though. I'm
Mhm.
getting a house for the sponsor. This is
Okay.
I need that, Aiden.
Okay.
Yeah, not sponsored by the way. But 18 Oregon State versus San Jose State.
Oregon State in a close game.
I think Oregon State whoops them. I really like Oregon State this year.
I like Oregon State, but San Jose State's at home. They put up points against
I
USC.
think it's like 17. I think it's like 17.
I think it's a close game, like 10-14.
Okay. Good luck. Number 5 LSU versus number 8 Florida State. LSU, we both said that. I said by 17. He said pretty close. High scoring though.
I think high scoring, but close.
And to finish it off, for real this time, number 9 Clemson versus Duke. I actually think this is going to be a close game. I really like Duke. They were a good team last year, and I really like Duke this year. I think it is. Is it at Duke then?
Yeah, it's at Duke.
Yeah, I think it's probably a 10-point game, but again, it's pretty close most of the way.
Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna
Upset
go with a
alert?
little upset. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick
Yeah,
Duke.
baby. Yeah, baby.
Um,
Duke.
I'm gonna be. I think it's close. I think Duke wins on a game-winning field goal.
That
I
would be sick.
I think it'll be low scoring. I don't think Clemson. I feel like their offense is going to be very slow and not that great. And Duke was good last year. They were ranked for a few weeks last year. I do remember that.
I know.
So I'm gonna go with the Blue Devils.
Great pick. I that is the best pick. That's your best pick by far. Moving on to the MLB. Angels waiver 7 players. Does that mean they cut them? Waive them?
Yeah, and remember Lucas Giolito or from the White Sox,
Giolito?
and they
Yeah.
traded for him to the
He
Angels.
got waived?
They waived him. Yeah.
Why?
That is a great question. Why don't you go call the Angels owners and ask them? Because
probably because he was. That's a really good question. Actually, he was a good pitcher.
I know. I don't understand. Like the Angels are the most like
stupid. Yeah, they're managing their GM. Whoever is making these calls is an idiot, an absolute mind-boggling, incredible idiot. This guy does not know how the game of baseball works. He decided to keep Shohei instead of trade for him, and get probably like somebody's whole farm team. Their whole AAA team is what he could have gotten. And he decides to keep him for a team that's not even in the playoff running. Shohei gets hurt, can't pitch anymore, and they go out and trade for Lucas Giolito, one of the top tier pitchers before the All-Star break, and then waive him a month later. What is this guy thinking? He does not have a brain. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's never played or coached baseball in his life. This guy's an idiot, a nincompoop. It's a great word. Nincompoop.
I agree. I don't understand. Like I would love to spend a day in a life as the Angels owner and in his head to see what his thoughts are, because I don't understand what they've been trying to do.
I have a magic 8-ball in my office, and I shake it, and it tells me what to do. Probably what he does.
They haven't accomplished anything as like a team or like as a franchise. Like in the future, they're a disaster. So
he goes through the roster. Should I cut him? No. Should I cut him? No. Should I trade him? No. Should I cut him? Yes.
Imagine if it landed on Mike Trout and Shohei, and he cut in Mike Trout and Shohei.
Which wouldn't surprise me. That guy's gonna get fired. Cubs versus Reds. Will the Cubs win the division? Aiden swallowed his water. I do not believe so, but I believe we have the second wild card spot, and we hold that throughout the rest of the season. We have won, I think, the past like 7 series, but we haven't been able to get that sweep. We just beat the Brewers today and yesterday to win the series against them. Took it 2-3, which is big for us. But I just think we've been hot, but the Brewers have been hot at the same time. So we've been gaining no ground. They had us like an 8-game win streak going into our series. So I don't think we win the division, but I think we make the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, so after today, I kind of want to say the Cubs are going to win the division, and I'm going to go with the Cubs winning it. I did say the Brewers were going to win it earlier in the year, but I think the Cubs win it by half a game at the end of the year.
That would be awesome. I would love that, but yeah.
Do you think the Reds make the playoffs?
I do not.
Yeah, see, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Orioles versus Diamondbacks. Could you see Baltimore in the World Series? I could, but I don't think they're gonna make it that far. Technically, I could see them, but I just don't think it's gonna happen. I say
think
they make it to. Are they in the AL or the NL? They're in the
AL.
NL. AL.
AL.
That's it. They're in the AL. I see them making it to the AL championship, but I see them losing there.
I completely agree. I think it's going to be Rays, Braves, or Rays, Phillies World Series. But no, I don't. I think the Orioles are going to make the World Series like in 2 or 3 years, but they're young right now. They haven't been in the playoffs for like past 10 years. So I don't think that they're going to have like enough like I don't know if the young guys are going to like have enough like power to just go through the
Yeah,
postseason and go all the
I
way
get
through
what
to
you
win
mean.
World Series.
And nobody
I
has
think
the experience either.
I think they'll win some games. They're gonna have the number 1 seed probably, most likely. But I don't see them in the World Series yet. Next
Yep,
year, I could see them in the World Series, and years follow. But just this year, they not quite yet.
I agree, 100%. Great call. And to round up the MLB, Yankees versus Astros. Will Houston go back to back? No, I think they lose pretty early in the playoffs. I think they win wild card if they have to play in a wild card game, which they will, and then they might not actually.
Well, they probably will. Actually, you're right.
I think they will play in a wild card game though, and I see them winning that, but then losing the
Yeah,
divisional. Right?
I could.
That's what happens next.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, I could agree with that. The Stros are actually tied with first and with the Mariners right now, and the Rangers are half a game back from first. So their
Yeah,
division
I
is
think the
very, very
Rangers
tight.
end up winning the division.
I think so too. But
Yeah,
I think all 3 teams will make it to the playoffs though. Right now they're in. Right now they're
that
all
would
in.
be that would be very impressive.
And
But
but the Blue Jays aren't in the playoffs.
that division went from being the best to meh.
Yeah,
Like it's still a good division, but it's not
yeah.
like it was earlier in the year.
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
And rounding us off, NFL Week 1 next week, Trey Lance traded to Dallas for a 4th-round pick to the 49ers. What is Dallas trying to do? I don't think they saw Trey Lance in the preseason. They didn't like him. So the 49ers wanted to trade him away. And
Well,
Dallas, what,
yeah, well
Dak,
oh,
I get
go
the
ahead.
trade. I think it's a smart trade. But I mean, he's a solid backup. Dak could honestly get traded or cut. Most likely traded if he misses the playoffs this year. I could definitely see that, and maybe this is his replacement.
Yeah, I know. I get why the 49ers traded him away. I'm not
Yeah,
sure. Like, they only got a 4th-round pick. They traded up 3 picks to the Dolphins
I
to get
know.
Trey Lance. So the 49ers kind of and
They
49ers are
messed
kind
up.
of idiots.
They
They should
messed
have
up.
never drafted. They had Jimmy G. Jimmy G was a great quarterback in San Francisco. He led them to
Yep.
a Super Bowl, and He dealt with a bunch of injuries, but he was a great quarterback. There's no need to ever draft Trey Lance. And then, of course, Brock Purdy last year, he had his historic season and whatever.
That was unexpected. You can't count on that.
Well, yeah, I know. But, like, there was no need to ever draft Trey Lance. Like, they should have never traded up for him because now right now he's kind of like a bust quarterback. I mean,
yep.
He's hardly played in a game in the NFL. And now he's sitting behind Dak. But I don't know what the Cowboys are going to do with him because I don't see Dak. I don't see Dak out of Dallas this year. Maybe next year I could see him, but I still think he would stay in Dallas for another year. But I don't know if Trey Lance, like the Cowboys would want to hang on to Trey that long. I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, Jerry Jones. I trust Jerry.
Yeah, I do too.
I trust Jerry Jones.
He's won a lot of Super Bowls.
He has indeed. He has a lot of knowledge. He's an old, knowledgeable person.
Yeah.
And rounding off the episode, our boy Jonathan Taylor will not be traded and is on the PUP. Thoughts?
I told you last week because you were like, I think he's gonna be traded. I told you he's not gonna be traded this year or before the season. I was right, so I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that one.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's really gonna play this year. I feel like he's gonna try to sit out a bunch and fake injuries or something, just so he doesn't play.
I agree.
Just to make a statement.
For those of you guys who don't know, PUP list or the PUP is physically unable to perform.
Yeah.
So it's like an injured list, but it's not an injured list.
Yeah. The injured list is like the IL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like guys who want a new contract are put on that list because they don't want to play, or guys who are dealing with something and don't want to play, or Jonathan Taylor will not be traded, and again, he will be traded next year, I think. So I think it's just going to be a waste of a season for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
All right. That does it for episode 33 of the Final Seconds podcast. For those of you guys who made it this far, I know you guys have noticed my new new setting. I rearranged my room. I used to be right over there, but now I'm over here. Tell us how you like it in the comments. Still have yet to have a comment on an actual video. So comment on this and the podcast series. We'll see you guys next week, and we'll talk about the first actual week of college football.
And we got NFL coming up. We got
the NFL game on Thursday next week. So exciting.
Yeah.
I start school. I'll be in school. So yeah.
Finally, after I've been in school for 3 weeks.
Fun. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.
Real I don't say that a lot. You can tell how I talk and the way that I rock. I'm a straight shooter. No sugar coat, no booger sugar, never.